Hey, and welcome to probably one of the last videos this channel, sadly. Sad in kind of a sense, but also I'm quitting with an happy and a sad eye. As you saw from the title, as you noticed, I haven't been streaming much poker in the last 2 months. I made the decision in mid-December, now it's 2 months later, that I would quit poker. Deep inside, I knew this was always happening at one point, so it wasn't a sudden decision. But we'll get into that now. And today's gonna be the video to explain you why I quit, the backstory, as I said, and I'll show you some results because I think many people are gonna say, okay, just another guy not beating the game anymore, and that's why he's quitting, and that's how it goes. It's not real story, at least not full of it, so I'll try to let you know. Also, I don't want to be the guy just disappearing randomly. I appreciate you people so much, always supporting on YouTube, Twitch, everywhere. So I definitely want to let you know what's going on. And yeah, that's why I'm here today. So, start. When did I start playing poker? In case you don't know, I've been playing poker for so much time now. I discovered the game in around 2010. Was immediately hooked. There was a TV channel. This was the times of poker booms, right? Everywhere, poker in TV, football players getting sponsored, huge tournaments, poker stars huge, full tilt huge. Not many legislations around, so this was kind of golden times. I'm not saying now it's dead or whatever. This was different. And so 2010, basically what happened back then, I finished high school and I wanted to go to university, but surprise, surprise, there was how do you say, an admittment exam, or they made a list of people to admit, and I was the number one who failed. So basically they allowed 60 people. I was trying to study economics here around in a near place. They allowed, I think, 60 people. I was number 61, failing for 0.01 points or so. So back in that moment, I was so wasted, frustrated, because I thought, how can this be possible? It wasn't even a point I was missing. It was 0.0 something. This is another story. Many times in life, we think, okay, this is so bad now. What is happening? Why is this happening? And later we discover, no, this was actually one of the best things which could happen at this point. So I failed. This was July, August 2010, so in the summer of 2010. And now I had a lot of free time because I didn't know what to do next. I didn't know if I should go work, if I should study something else, whatever I should do. So I had some time. I also got some other stuff going on, so I wasn't jumping into something new immediately. And now I thought, okay, poker, I had it in my back mind. I was so hooked about the game, so fascinated. What happened when I discovered the poker channel in TV that was called, back then they created the new channel called Poker Italy 24. They would show poker all time. Poker After Dark, Cash Game, how was it called? $1 Million Cash Game, all those series with their Ilya Lesra, Doyle Brunson, all these guys. Man, this was crazy. And I was so fascinated by these guys. These were like heroes to me, playing cards on TV, and the game was so fascinating. Just the dynamics behind the game, how it works. Yeah, I was hooked. And that's how it started. So first thing, I had some free time. I bought 6 to 8 books or so at once, read them all, Then I discovered ProcoStrategy online. That was the biggest training site back then. Many people started there. This site was huge. They even had TV ads. They would give you a free bankroll for $50 to start if you made a quiz, and they had lessons, all stuff. And I was really active there. At least starting, I watched all possible videos. They had some basic concepts, pot odds. Back then there was no solvers, right? Everyone would do kind of try and learn and try, or trial and error, how is it called? It was just so different times back then. And ProcoStrategy was huge, as I said. It was by far the biggest site. So I slowly started there, watching videos. I didn't even grind much. I just watched on TV, analyzed, okay, are these guys doing? Why are they doing it? When you start, you see the whole cards on TV and you think, why is he not checking here? He has the worst hand. It's so easy. But you don't imagine, okay, he doesn't know anything. He just knows his cards. He knows some information. Yeah, I was so hooked. The next thing, I watched so much content on ProcoStrategy. I binge watched all training sites. I found out about Deuces Cracked. That was huge. Also a training site. Bluefire Poker. This was Phil Galfon's site back then. That was amazing. And later Run It Once, but that just came in the beginning of 2013, so 2 years later almost. Basically, I watched all poker content I could find. Bluefire, Deuces Cracked, maybe some guys, a few who were still around or already around at that point, still remember. Next, I wouldn't even play much. I played maybe sometimes some €1 sit and go on the main features site. Here it was called Poker Club. They sponsored all the shows and stuff, so just played there. That was affiliate marketing already back then. Not affiliate, but they sponsored everything. They had so many ads on the channel, so it was just certain I would play there. I played there a little bit of sit and goes. Yeah. That's how I started. But as I said, I would just binge content. I was so happy about it, do nothing else. I was so hooked. Huge passion, so much motivation. I was just happy to watch videos all days, not do anything else. That time I kind of isolated myself, just grinded it out. Not even grinded, I watched strategy content all day for months and months, say 6 to 8 hours a day, and I would love it. Couldn't wait to watch the next video and so on. Man, sick just thinking about it. So what happened? Okay, some time passed. Now I started in mid 2010, watching all the content. I thought to myself, okay, now I gotta do something. I cannot just watch all the strategy and what's next. I need to go to work. I need to do something. I still took a few months off already. My parents back then were, okay, what do you do now? What's going on? But I have to say they were so free. I got never pressured, so I always had a lot of freedom in being able to do what I want. So, what you're reading here, Quit Poker Forever in July 2011. So at the beginning of 2011, I started grinding a bit. Cash game was not even allowed back then on IT, so I grinded some sit and goes, €1, €5, €2. But I would have €100 on my account, so I would not be able to grind it out because I didn't understand what's going on behind and I didn't have patience. But then Cash Game came to Italy. I was playing on PokerStars now. It was a legalized site, just the IT version, which you always saw on the streams and everywhere. I thought, okay, now I really need to make this happen. I really forced myself. I played and played. It would not work out. I knew from a strategy point I already would crush NL 100 because I knew so much strategy. I binge watched NL 1K explanation videos. But just the mindset was not there, thinking about variance, accepting a short term, long term. I would play, and I maybe played 10k hands, and I lost a little bit. I ran bad or so. I would have a crazy tilt session after another losing session on NL5 or so. I would go, I had maybe 250 euro in my account. I would go on NL100, play there, and I would bust 200 euro. Just playing, forcing it, playing crazy, aggressive, whatever needs to happen now. I need to make it. And what happened? I got 50 euro left in my account. I was so destroyed after that session because I knew I failed so hard. I said to myself, okay, that's it. Poker is not for me. I'm going to do something normal. I'm going to go to university, try again in the fall. Now I was able to, I did some other exams which I needed or certifications. And that's it for poker. That's what happened. I stopped in July 2011. And in September, I went to university and didn't play a hand of poker at all. Maybe I watched a little bit, but I mostly stopped that too. And during university, you get a lot of free time, right? I remember in October or November, not sure, no, it's not coming yet. I remembered I had still those 50 euro on my account. I was studying at the university, but still I had free time, so I could do something. And in the back of my mind, I still had the idea of playing poker and stuff and trying a bit and so on. And that's what happened. So I started playing NL2, NL5. Now it suddenly popped. Now I would move up in 2 weeks from NL2 to NL5. Weeks later to NL10. A month later, I was at NL25. And within, I think it was 3 or 4 months, I turned those 50 euro, which I had left on my account, just rotting there, into around 5k, I think. That was crazy. So I was going from a broke student, not having almost money at all, living at home with, not much expenses, but not making any money. Maybe I had 1k in my bank account or so. Suddenly playing a game online and making 5k in 3 months. So this was the start. Half a year later, those were 20k or so. Then I knew, okay, this is something I can do. But the huge thing, again, beginning, it wasn't even about the money or whatever. It was just so much passion, motivation to play for the game, not even the aspects of money behind it. I would just love to grind strategy videos, put in insane hours. There's a rule in, this is a basic concept of science or whatever you might call it, called the 10,000 hour rule. And in whatever topic you put in 10,000 hours of focused work, you're gonna be world-class level at it. 10,000 hours of focused work. So that would be, if you nail it down, let's say you do 1 hour every day of focused work, then you have 365 days a year, right? If you do that for a year, 1 hour a day, you have 365 hours. So you would need 30 years to get world class at something. And I think in this short year, I put in every day 8 to 10 hours, just poker, all time and nothing else. That was crazy. Yeah, and then I grinded it out, kinda. I want to show you some results too. I took track of this. This is one of the other. I'm sorry. This is one of my old graphs, which I still saved on my account here. Holder Manager 1, good times, old software. This was my first 3 million hands. I haven't played insane amount of volume, but this was from 2011 till 2016. You can see back then I was just happy grinding. I wouldn't even move up stakes. I was just at NL 100, maybe 200 sometimes. And I would just be happy making money without variance, grinding 12 tables a day, having almost no swings because the edge was huge back then. And I would just grind so much volume that there was almost no variance. I would grind how many? 1k hands an hour or so, playing 5-6 hours a day. That's how graphs like these can happen. Crazy times. Yeah, it's a huge number here, 120k, but you have to compare it. This was, as you see here, this is the time frame from July 2011. As I said, this was the tilt session where I stopped completely and I didn't even grind. And here it took off. This was late 2011, and here, yeah, it completely took off. 25k just half a year later. And that was the story. And then I kind of grinded it out. I finished university at some point, and yeah, it was a time of putting in a lot of hours, of neglecting everything else. That's what I discovered later. Should maybe not have done that. I got really isolated back then, had not many friends. I was just grinding poker, sitting at home all day, and that's it, not doing much else. And these are crazy times. These were times of softwares rewarding players for grinding a lot. I would play, you see here a screenshot. I would play 12 tables at least, just 12 tables of NL 100. Easy, making maybe 3k a month or so, maybe a bit more, with almost no variance. I had no losing month, I think, for the first 4 to 5 years, which is crazy if you think about it. But that's how it was back then. Also time of, yeah, Supernova Elite and stuff, a lot of rakeback grinders. Yeah, just completely different times. I did never Supernova Elite. I did half of it 1 year. That already was too much for me, just grinding so much. Yeah, but already back then, let's say I finished university in 2015, I grinded and not much else. Even in 2016, 17, I thought, okay, now poker is a thing, I make a lot of money with it. But I gotta do something else also. Tried some stuff, I did nutrition course. I had some digestion problems since then. And so I wanted to learn about that. I did fitness trainer later. I made some formation workshops, whatever you could think about. Mental coach also. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Those were coming in the years later. Already back then I knew, okay, poker is fun. This is a huge luxury problem in our society. If I was starving, if I had no money at all, I would grind poker if I needed the money at that point. But having enough money and having choice of doing whatever we can do, I would think, maybe poker is not gonna be forever. I got the sense of, okay, it's fun, but the passion was a bit draining. It wasn't as exciting anymore to play all day. And I kind of got a lot of luck. I got a big lack of motivation. So basically, I already in my head, I gotta try something else just to have a plan B. I don't want to play anymore, whatever. And a huge turning point now was 2019. Because back then, I was at that point where I thought, okay, now it's time to quit. I just am not motivated to grind. I want to do something else. Was making still decent money, not as much as before, maybe. I just had not much motivation. I thought I want to do a normal job. I want to, yeah, just take a different path. That's what kind of happened. So I took an office job. It was not for me. It was just the same as sitting in front of the PC playing poker, earning less, having deadlines, having pressure, having a boss, and so on. So I realized, no, that's not for me. Then I tried to work at school. That was amazing. I enjoyed that a lot. So I knew this would be my plan B. This was late 2020. I enjoyed that work. So if you think you want to do poker full time and you cannot make it, kinda, it doesn't feel right, just try stuff. There's so many jobs out there. And I always thought, no, I can't do a normal job. But working at school, I could do that until, I don't know, getting old. I enjoyed that a lot. There's up and downs for everything, but I could see myself teach school long term. But so I started working for a year at school. Um, and in the back of my mind, I always had, okay, watch Twitch a lot. Maybe I should give streaming a shot. I might enjoy it already back in 2019. You know, you have it in your head, but you think all the thoughts, okay, man, this can go wrong. I might not like it. People are going to be toxic, whatever. All those stories, which in reality are not true, as always. And in late 2020, I started Twitch, even at the same time when I was still working at school. I wanted to give it a shot. And there it was amazing. I got new motivation to grind. I loved learning new skills. Yeah, just it was so different. It was awesome. And also social element, which I realized I enjoyed a lot. Back in the days, I always thought, no, it's amazing. Just stay at home, meet no one, be alone, be by yourself, and so on. Actually, social connections are really important for overall happiness. Yeah, there's a lot of studies about the topic. I realized, no, it's fun to interact with people. It's fun to meet people. It's fun to have conversations, discussions, whatever might be going on. Mm, so this did this, right? I gave poker a new shot also in that sense. Um, but another turning point now was um, I did some project. I had some ideas also, collaborations maybe, a lot of ideas. And now in 2 months ago, December 2023, I was about to plan, okay, what's coming next on the channel, on Twitch, so on. I had some ideas for formats, some content. Then I imagined myself, okay, if it's gonna go right, maybe I grow on YouTube, maybe we can reach 10K subs, also on Twitch. I might get a sponsorship. But then I visualized myself, kind of, and I saw myself, okay, I'm gonna play even more poker. I'll, yeah, I'll have a sponsorship. I'll just play more. I'm gonna be more into it. But deep inside, I always knew long term, not gonna do it. I'm gonna quit because the game itself is not what I'm enjoying as much anymore. It was more the context, okay, streaming, making videos, so on. That was what I loved so much the last few years about poker connected to streaming and Twitch. Um, and that's why I decided, no, it's time to quit now because not the right direction. I need to start something else. Any of us or some people might think now, okay, no, this is all bullshit. He just can't beat the game anymore. He's not good enough anymore. He's not making money. That's why he quit. No, that's not the answer. We will get later into the graphs, but if it was just about the money, I would need to grind 6 to 8 hours a day. And doing that, I would burn out in 2 months. That would happen. Even though I would maybe make still a lot of money doing that, I just couldn't do it. And it wouldn't have motivation. It wouldn't fulfill me. It would just be, yeah. It would be even worse, or it would be the same as being forced into a job, which I hate every day. I hate going there. I hate doing it. I'm just going there to make money, basically. And that's never something I would want to do. That's not something I would. If you're in a situation like that, if you felt like that resonated with you, get out there. Life is too important to waste your time in something you hate doing. And that is not saying that everyone needs to do something crazy or outstanding, playing poker, making videos, content creating, whatever. There's so many jobs. Just try until you find something you really enjoy. What I did back then, I did volunteering a lot when I wanted to try stuff. I was a volunteer paramedic. I was doing some other stuff. Even there's so many things you can do and other things I could enjoy doing. It doesn't have to be something crazy. Yeah, just maybe that can help you sometime. But that would just be the same. I would grind poker all day and I would hate it. Cannot do that, unfortunately. Even if it might sound crazy to you right now. Like back then when I started in 2011, playing poker full time, that would have been the dream. I could not think of anything better than that back then. Because I loved the game so much. I would love the freedom about it. You're your own boss. That is amazing still. But yeah, there's also some downsides. We'll get into that right now. Another huge thing, which I think quite lacking fulfillment for me, is I want to kind of deep inside I want to help people. I want to kind of create value, make the world a better place. And we do that by getting into win-win situations, right? We do something which makes us happy and provides value also for others, for whatever might be the value system behind that. You can also do that in poker, like let's say you stream and people are happy about that and they enjoy the content, that's a win-win. Also in poker, you coach people, that's a win-win. But long term, let's be honest, poker, without judgment, as I said, I was into poker now over 10 years. I would not want to change it. I'm not saying, okay, you're a bad person if you're playing poker full time. No, not at all. Just if you enjoy it, do it as long as you can. It's no problem. Poker is a zero-sum game, right? The money I'm winning, someone else has to lose. It's not really creating value or making the world a better place. This is the case for many things. We could look at this, okay, if I get this job, someone else is not going to get it, so I'm not creating value there. But yeah, it's kind of getting philosophical there. Not important at the end. But poker has also some big downsides, which you might not realize at the first place. Poker is a hard way to make an easy living, and anyone telling you, okay, it's this easy, you can just do this, there's a simple trick. I even had a list to make a video. There's those videos, right, which get a ton of views. Okay, this simple poker trick skyrocketed my winnings. This and that just help me out. Just do this and then everything happens. No, this is so much bullshit. Either it's someone selling you stuff or just clickbait wanting to get views. you need to put in the work. And okay, if you're a huge talent for poker, which I was not, actually, I had no talent at all, I think, for poker. The only talent I had was math. I was always quite good at doing math quick and understanding it. But when I started playing, I got no clue. I would not have the intuition, okay, this guy is betting here. What does it mean for our range? How does it impact? How do I go about it? Not at all. This was all hard work. And I was able to put in that work because there was so much passion behind it. Honestly, I would say I had zero talent for poker. Maybe bottom 5% of people just understanding the game and so on. And all rant here. And poker has some downside. The swings, the how it evolved now. It's an unstable future with solvers, with bots, with all legislations. Not saying once again that poker is dead, but it's not like if you have a real job right now and you enjoy your job, I would not advise you to quit that job for playing poker. It's not a industry rising or so, it was shrinking. Yeah, 20 years ago, it was so different. It wasn't the time I started. I started 10 years ago. Already back then, it declined a little bit, maybe. But 20 years ago, I would say to you, okay, if you got no huge opportunities, jump into poker, make a lot of money, go for it as much as you can, because there's a lot of potential. But right now, it's a bit, let's say, declining. Doesn't mean you can't make it. You still have that passion as I had it back then. I think you still can make it for sure. But yeah, you have to be honest with yourself and think about that. Also, many of my friends, or at least some friends, and I saw many people come and go, they all tried. They saw, okay, you're making quite some money here. It seems like a fun game. Nobody succeeded because nobody got that passion, right? Nobody was there just grinding through, even in dark times. Even if you play your best for weeks and weeks and still you lose, poker can be tough sometimes, and you're not gonna see it on those highlight videos on YouTube and so on. At least I tried to be honest about it, but tough game. Again, it's a hard way to make an easy living. That's just how it is in the end. Again, not hating on the game. It gave me so much freedom, so much excitement for many years. Also now lately traveling a bit, that was a different story. That was crazy with the WSOP this summer, and yeah, I do not regret or whatever. Would not change it anyways. And now what's coming next? Okay. You're waiting for the graphs. Wait a little more. That's gonna come soon. So first, I thought I would quit poker altogether, completely stop. But actually now, since I'm focusing on something new, right now the focus is YouTube, producing something, new content, building community. So taking the aspects which I enjoyed a lot and changing the content. That's what's my goal right now. Also some mental coaching in real life. I want to do more. I enjoy that a lot. Yeah, if you're interested in what I'm doing next, check out, there's going to be a link under the video on my new channel. If you're into mindset, wisdom, finding happiness in life, that's what I'm going to try to teach people. Yeah, finding it myself in a sense, and then trying to spread it as much as possible. But sorry for losing my thought. I'm still gonna keep poker as a hobby. It's actually fun again. When you work all day or you focus on something else all day. I enjoy it now. I played maybe 2-3 sessions, not much. I stopped for more than a month completely not playing one poker hand at all. I think that's also good to re-experience, just not putting in putting it away completely for a time. But this actually was fun when I was working on videos all day, on editing, so on, finding ideas. It was relaxing at the end of the day, just playing a bit of poker. I'm gonna do that more, I think. I'm not gonna quit completely. I can make some money out of it still. It's fine, that's awesome. But it doesn't have to be. It's also something you have to consider. If you wanna play poker full time, you have to perform every day, all day. And playing an hour of poker is making I don't know how many decisions, 400 or 1K. This is not as when I was working back in the office. Okay, work an hour, maybe 5 minutes, you chill a bit, something else is going on. Okay, you work now focused for some time, then maybe you do a bit less, you chill a bit. Playing an hour of poker is do all the time, making decisions, and decisions again, right? So that's just a different animal, in my opinion. Not saying that other jobs are easy, or there's always times when it's draining, when there's stress and pressure and so on. But playing 8 hours of poker is different than doing 8 hours an office job. Like playing out 8 hours of poker, I would be dead. I couldn't do it anymore. But playing 8 hours at school can also be draining sometimes and exhausting. But there's also days where it's awesome, where it's chill, where everything goes well, right? It's not as that's also in poker, you win and lose sometimes. But if you play 8 hours of poker a day and you still lose, it's a hell. It's you're under train. And as I said, I couldn't even do that. So if you're playing poker, just keep it as a hobby. You can improve, you can maybe make a bit of money, but don't pressure yourself to whatever. So relaxing when you just play for fun as a hobby. Plan B for future plans will be still to go back to school. It's always in the back of my mind. I might still do that if YouTube fails, if all other projects fail. I could see myself there, even part-time, doing it on the side. It has some upsides. I enjoy the time with the kids. I enjoy having colleagues. I enjoy, having a lot of social interactions there. Just find something you enjoy. That's what I want you to get out of this. But now, enough talk. I'm sorry if it was too long-winded now, but I wanted to let you know all now to wrap it up a bit. You can't beat the game anymore, right? That's why you quit. Let's show some result. I mean, it's kind of true in a sense because I just couldn't get in the volume, couldn't grind. That's why I don't make money, or at least not much money out of poker anymore. Let's reveal all the salts. Okay, this has been the last 3 months. Also to show you, man. Sorry, So this was the time before going to Prague. I was still streaming some days, sometimes. And here I came back, and this was, I think, the last stream, which I didn't even upload as a highlight. This was this one was the another 1K losing session, the last video you maybe saw. And since then, I haven't played much. As you see here, there's a huge gap. I stopped completely for a long time here. I grinded here a few streams for fun and so on. But now, let's see the real stuff. Let's see all stakes. Just remove all filters. These are all hands in my database from the last... How long has this been? 3 or 4 years? Nice profit. Got running 10K over EV. But these are all stakes mixed, right? It's also win rate is decent, but there's a lot of old hands in here. There's the Road to Vegas challenge. This is not a realistic win rate, which I'm having right now. What is it here in the full sample? NL 200. This is the biggest sample for me, 330k hands, 3 BB per 100. Which I think if on stream I'm not gonna have that, because I'm just too distracted. I'm playing full rag, not wanting to change tables. I would focus. If I table select a lot, I think I could still be at that, maybe even more. Playing full focus. But yeah, I'm just not. I didn't put in the volume anymore. And I couldn't even do it. So, also crazy thing, if you think about variance, okay, I'm crushing here. Crushing. I mean, it's a good win rate on NL 500, 2 BB per 100. And K got running on NL 1K. Maybe I should move up stakes. Maybe that's the plan. Yeah, just got running on NL 1K. Not many hands in this database. I have played 11k hands over the last 3-4 years. I would just always not. I don't know. There's not huge action on IT. I would have to mix sides. I was never like. I was just happy on low stakes, making some money. I never even gave it a shot to. I have to admit, I would be a bit worried about variance there. I don't know what would happen. My worst downswing was maybe losing 5-6k or so. I don't know how I could handle losing 20k or even more, because that's the swings you're gonna have on 5-10 and higher. Higher isn't even possible in IT. What else can we see here? Okay, what I wanted to say, I'm doing well, NL 200 plus. But what you can see here, I'm losing, at least in EV, on NL 100 over a big sample here, 87k hands. That's how much variance can impact here. NL 100 should be way easier than NL 200 plus, mostly. But also, this might be times where I play not focused on streams, just playing any table I can find. And I'd say a lot of variance. If we go to One at Showdown, yeah, it's quite a bit lower here on the stake. On the others, that's the good indicator for variance, 51%. Especially for my style. Yeah, let's see the graph. This is the whole graph. No. Ooh. This is the whole graph with no filters. So there's a kind of last 200k hands. Seems like a huge break-even stretch, right? Maybe I cannot beat the game anymore. But the thing is, this is a lot of these hands are around 120k hands of these are the Road to Vegas challenge, right? It's just tiny stakes, mostly here lately. This is where I finished the challenge, I think. In between here, I just grinded mostly the challenge. I didn't even play higher stakes or so. I just couldn't find motivation apart from streaming. Which is also kinda why I really need to quit if that's not happening. Let's maybe filter just for the last year. Yeah, this is just all the Road to Vegas challenge. This is the graph when I restarted now. Quite some swings in here. Let's maybe go. Let's go just higher stakes. Without. I'd say the most honest picture that you know what's going on. Let's go higher stakes. Heads up, I'm also not sure that could have an impact. Especially on stream, I'm just playing heads up everyone without even thinking about it, which is really dump. Don't do that if you want to make money poker. Yeah, these are higher stakes. Still, there's a break-even stretch here. Especially, okay, this was hand number 430, and now it's 550. It's 150k hands. Here you already see, okay, it's lacking motivation. It's just, yeah, picture of what's going on in the back of my mind. And I lost a lot of focus and didn't want to put in volume. Also study. At some point I didn't put in study at all anymore because and that's also, there might be a point now if I continue and don't study at all where it declines, where I could end up even a losing player. Yeah, it's just how the game goes. What else could I show you? I don't know. What else could I show you? Last something years? I'm not sure. Let's go after we have a bit more clear picture after 2022. So that's the last 2 years. Yeah, it's fresh. Missing 8 after. Why did I not select it? 2022 January. Okay, I didn't set the date. Yeah, these are the last 2 years. There's definitely, especially the last year, it's just 100k hands. I think it's this stretch here. Let's go last 100k hands. I'm lost. See how deleting heads up. Fact. Okay, yeah, heads up. Saying heads up. Rex, it's not gonna be a good idea on stream. Let's go and filter the last 100k. Last 100, 2, 3 hands. So these are the last 100k hands on higher stakes and on 100 plus, right? You could say, okay, this is not a crashing graph. Definitely not. Say there's still okay trend. It's just a small sample anyways. The thing is, these are all hands. Let's say 80% of the hands here are played on stream. Not super focused or played with a strategy which I would not play off stream. Because on stream it was always different. In case you didn't realize, on stream I always tried to play at least against Rex as balanced as possible. Because I was always a super exploitive player, right? I was always trying to understand. That's how the game worked before solvers. You would see people do stuff, and then you would think about how could I take advantage of that? How can I exploit it? That's still, I think, by far the best approach on micro stakes. But on higher stakes, at some point, that's not going to work because people are so good and they don't make many mistakes. And on stream, I cannot play like that. I think people still make mistakes even on 100. I think I have a good clue how people perceive how I am playing and how I can readjust in that direction. But on stream, I can't do that because if other people watch the stream, other racks, it's useless because they're just always gonna know what I'm doing next. So playing off stream, playing focused, this would look way different. Win rate would be way higher, I'd say. Can also get into it maybe. Get into the win rate. That's something we can do. I was just throwing around graphs. Let's get into pick a date. Let's pick the last 2 years. Sorry. 2022. The years 2022 and 2023 we're gonna look at. I'd say beginning of 2022 until mid-late was the last time where I was still grinding a lot off stream too. And I was playing focused. Okay, there's a decent picture. This is a decent win rate still. But it's a lot of, let's go just higher stake. And it will shrink a bit for sure. And a 100 plus. So this is still, yeah, this is still decent, I'd say. These are 300k hands. Last 2 years, yeah. And I grinded quite a bit still. Still a decent win rate, 3 BB per 100. Rushing, hit and running on another 1k. I should just keep playing that, nothing else. Let's see if I should have stopped playing heads up. Doesn't have much impact. I just got lucky heads up. It's actually not as worse. Actually, I made some money on higher stakes. Just play heads up. Always good. Let's go just last year. So you could see the difference. Because these were times where as I said, 2022 was still a year where I would grind quite a bit. 2023, apart from streaming, I haven't played a ton, almost nothing. I was in Vegas for a month, so there was not much going on. Let's see that now. That's gonna look way different. Let's go last. Go here last 1k hands. That's a small sample. But I haven't grinded. No, let's just go last year, because that's the time where I haven't grinded much. Age range last year. Yeah, here it's looking quite worse. Sample is just non-existent. Just 23k hands. Okay, I'm still... Now 200 is still decent, but I'm losing another 100. Now 500 be good. Just 4k hands. It's just... The picture is just... I'm not adding volume anymore. That's the story why I'm quitting. Yeah. I don't think I'm a losing player suddenly. I mean, playing a full rack I would be. Say. Maybe. Unless I'm streaming for sure. Shift here. If I'm streaming, playing full rack, I'm definitely gonna shut the table. I'm not focused, know what I'm doing exactly. It's not even, it doesn't even matter now. I'm not here to tell you, okay, quit, but I'm still winning. Not that I'm losing and I quit. I just want to give you perspective, what's happening, why I'm quitting, and maybe get a new perspective about the game, about a picture you might have in your head and thinking, this is so great. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. That's what I want to tell you. Once more, also why I'm doing it, because I appreciate all you guys always supporting, following along, and I want to give you a real story what's going on. So garbage back. So that's why I'm making the video, and yeah, I thank you for on the journey. It was amazing. I don't regret one time having played poker so long, having started streaming. It was awesome. I just cannot say anything else. I want to thank you once more just for supporting, for always being there. I'm glad I got so many comments. You liked the content, you appreciate it all. So amazing, yeah. In case you're still wondering what I'm gonna do next, check out the video below. You don't have to. Maybe you're interested, maybe not. It's fine too. All I wish you is that you find something which you enjoy, and yeah, that can be poker, that can be something else, whatever it might. Have a good time and luck at the tables if you're still grinding a lot. And if not, good luck anyway. Good time. Stay positive. Lately, I'm changing a bit there. You don't always have to be staying positive. There's dark times in life, and that's okay too. Yeah, just I wish you to have a good time, and that's it. Right. See you soon. Bye bye.